Consider the truly great and famous verse that we see in the ancient book of Genesis, specifically in chapter 32. These are the powerful words that Jacob said when he spoke to the Lord. Very, very important words. What does Jacob say to the Lord? I will not let you go. Meaning, I won't leave you unless you bless me. I will not let you go unless you bless me. So here, Jacob feels the value of the blessing. And he says to the Lord, I won't leave you unless you bless me. Jacob was a remarkably clever and gifted man. He consistently applied his sharp intelligence and a great deal of cunning as well. He took advantage of opportunities. He used deception cleverly. But the result was hardship. The result was a life of suffering. Why did this happen? It was because there was no blessing from the Lord. For there to be a blessing from the Lord in my life, I must feel that I am in need of the Lord. I don't rely on my intelligence. I don't rely on the fact that I know how to think effectively. You? No. I do not rely on having money. I do not rely on knowing the right people who will get things done for me. To receive the Lord's blessing, I must be continually aware of my own need for that blessing. When Jacob spent years depending on his intelligence, the result was hardship. So he reached this conclusion. What did he reach? He realized that he needed the Lord to bless him. This is the most essential and fundamental thing in the journey of our lives, to truly recognize our constant need for the grace and blessing of the Lord. And that's why in this encounter, Jacob deeply felt that he was weak, and that with his intelligence, skill, and experience, he would ultimately end up in a state of disgrace. But when the Lord truly blesses him, he will go from one success to another, from glory to glory, from strength to strength. Dear viewer, you truly need a blessing. You need the Lord's divine blessing. You need to come before the Lord today and say to him, I will not let you go unless you surely bless me. That is exactly what he said to him. He said, I will not let you go except if you bless me. When did Jacob say these specific words? When he felt that he was weak, and when he felt that his intelligence was of no use to him, and when he felt that he needed the Lord, truly needed him, because in himself he is a failure. He needs the Lord to bless him. When he realized this, he said to him, I will not leave you unless you bless me. There is a verse in the book of Proverbs that says this. What is the Lord's blessing? It enriches. The Lord's blessing. The most important thing is to have the Lord's blessing in your work. The most important thing is to have the Lord's blessing in your health and in overcoming illnesses. The most important thing is to have the Lord's blessing in your relationship with your wife and children. The most truly important thing is to have the Lord's blessing in your personal financial matters. It is very important that you live your life relying on the Lord's blessing. And dear viewer, take a moment to ask yourself, in which area are you struggling today? There may be an area where you're struggling. Someone might say, I'm struggling in my family life. Another person might say, I'm struggling to solve old problems at work. A third might say, I'm struggling in my relationships with my friends. I don't know how to deal with them. I say to each one of you, ask for the Lord's blessing in the specific area where you need it. Ask now, because it's no coincidence that you are hearing this verse. Say, Lord, I truly will not let you go. You must bless me in the area where I see failure, in the area where I see very few results, and in the area where I am constantly struggling. Lord, please bless me in it so that what happened with Jacob happens with me, so that my failure turns into a great success. I will not let you go unless you bless me. And when we read about Jacob's life, we find that the final stage of his life was a great and restorative one. He ended his life on earth being very fruitful for the Lord. He spoke prophetic words as he blessed his children, blessings upon blessings. He prayed for them, and his prayers were fulfilled in generations to come. Why? Why? Why did he end his life like that in glory? Because in that moment in Genesis 32, he prayed this great prayer, and it was from his heart, deep within. He felt he needed the Lord's blessing. I will not let you go unless you bless me. And here it is written in scripture in verse 29, and he truly blessed him right there.